The coronavirus pandemic has hit the travel industry hard, with losses of more than $1 trillion. The United Nations World Tourism Organization says 2020 was the worst year in tourism history, with 1 billion fewer international arrivals than the previous year. Experts say that the travel industry lost $1.3 trillion, putting up to 120 million jobs at risk. Joining us now is Roger Dow. He is the president and CEO of the U.S. Travel Association. Roger, thanks for joining us. So your association released a report saying COVID-19 has devastated the travel industry more so than any other sector of the economy. What needs to be done to get people in the tourism industry back to work and still protect everybody's safety?
Well, you're so right, Lana. It's been so devastating. First, about $500 trillion, but more, half the travel industry workers are out of work. What needs to be done is several things. We've got to open up meetings and conventions and business travel. We've got to open up international travel. And I think the Biden administration really needs to step forward and get the vaccines out there as quickly as we can and stimulate travel. It's the best way to bring back the economy.
How hard has the pandemic hit U.S. tourism compared to other countries?
I would say that it's hit everyone around the world quite hard. U.S. Probably more than most because we're the largest tourism market in the world when it comes to dollars. So losing $500 billion and unemploying 8 million people is just devastating. So we've been hit extremely hard, and even harder in certain states where there's still some major lockdowns.
Yeah. And certain states where so much of the economy is tied to tourism. And you've been advocating for the American Rescue Act. What is in that plan to help the travel industry specifically?
There's several things in the American Rescue Act. One, it's going to continue to help small businesses. When you think of the travel industry, people think of the big names like Disney and American Airlines and Marriott. But the bottom line, it's 83% small business. So the first thing is relief for these businesses so they can reopen their doors and keep their people. The second thing we're looking for is let's do a tax credit for travel and meetings. That'll get things going faster again, and it will be additive because people, when they travel, spend a lot of money. And the next thing we would like is to get stimulus to really get communities to be able to promote their travel and get people back, not only around the United States, but around the world, back into their cities and their communities.
Friday night, the CDC issued mask mandates for all forms of public transportation in the U.S. Starting Monday, people will be required to wear masks on trains, planes, buses, subways, taxis, ride shares, even boats. Do you see any problems getting travelers to comply with these restrictions?
I don't see a big problem because it's been in place already. Every plane you've been on for the past 6 weeks, they must tell you 10 times, keep your mask on, make sure you're wearing it properly. I think it's a good thing. Now, I personally would like to see the masks go away soon. It's not comfortable flying from New York to LA with a mask on, but I'm willing to do it, and everyone else should be, to get this thing behind us.
I'm wondering if there's a danger. You said that you're eager to try and get things opened back up as soon as possible, but I'm wondering if there's a danger in further hurting the tourism industry if reopening parts of it means that the pandemic doesn't get under control as soon as possible.
It's a good question, Lana. We've got to reopen smart. The travel industry has done a phenomenal job in putting health and safety protocols there. When you get on a plane, it is much safer than being in a grocery store. Don't take it from me. The Harvard study said that. Hotels and Disney and Florida and the things they're doing. So if we're smart, if we follow, wear your masks, social distance, physical distance, wash your hands, we can put this behind us with very low risk. Everything in life has to be risk-based. And if we're smart, we can take that risk way down, just like we do when we drive a car. We know there's a risk, but we follow the rules and we drive safely.
And Roger, there's also been a lot of talk about industries that will and will not recover after the pandemic. How can the tourism industry evolve to become more sustainable in the event that, heaven forbid, something like this happens again?
I think what we've learned is a big lesson here. We've got to be ready. We've got to act more quickly should this happen again. I believe that health and safety are going to become the new hospitality. Many of the things you see in place now are with us for good, and that's good. A lot of cleaning protocols, touchless, biometrics, things like that. But the industry will come back. People are naysayers, but I heard that after September 11th, and we had the best decade ever after the Great Recession and September 11th. So this is like a coiled spring. It's going to come back, but it has to come back safely, and we will do that.
I think as soon as it is safe, people are excited to travel again. Roger Dow, thank you.
Thank you.